So, you're thinking about building a school from the ground up. That's amazing. But it's not just about hiring great teachers or picking a curriculum. Nope. It all starts with something way more fundamental: the school layout. This single document, this blueprint, it's going to be the thing that decides whether your school thrives or, well, doesn't. So let's just cut right to the chase, shall we? Does the physical design of a school actually matter? I mean, you might think it's just about making things look nice, something secondary to the real academic work. But the truth? It's everything. And the answer to that question is a huge, undeniable yes. Your layout isn't just important, it's non-negotiable if you want to get affiliated with major boards like CBSE or Cambridge. It has a massive impact on how well your students learn and how effectively your teachers can even do their jobs. And of course, it's absolutely critical for safety. And don't kid yourself, the way your school is designed, that's your brand, that's your reputation, right there in bricks and mortar. Okay, so how in the world do you create a school design that actually works? Well, it really boils down to 4 foundational principles. We're going to dive into each one and see what they actually look like in the real world. So what are we even talking about when we say school layout planning? Think of it as the master plan for your entire campus. It's the art and science of making sure every single space is optimized for learning, for safety, and for comfort. It's about making sure your school not only feels right, but is also 100% compliant with all those official rules. All right, these are the 4 pillars of great school design. First up, zoning. This is just smart separation. You keep the academic areas, the admin offices, and the noisy playgrounds distinct so they don't interfere with each other. Makes sense, right? Then you've got flow and circulation. This is all about how people move. You need wide corridors and staircases in the right spots to avoid total chaos between classes. Third, ventilation and light. This is huge for learning. We're talking big windows, high ceilings, using the building's design to let in as much natural light and fresh air as possible. And finally, safety first. This one's not a suggestion, it's the bedrock. It's the fire exits, the CCTV, the secure boundary wall, all the stuff that's absolutely mandatory. Okay, now that we've got the big picture principles down, let's zoom in on the heart of the school, the classrooms and the labs. And here, we're going to get specific. We're talking numbers. Here is a number you absolutely need to burn into your memory: 500 square feet. That is the bare minimum classroom size that boards like CBSE require for about 30 to 40 students. If your classrooms are even a tiny bit smaller than this, you're setting yourself up for a major compliance headache right from the start. But of course, a classroom is so much more than just its size, right? It's a whole learning environment. You've got a plan for about 15 to 20 benches that seat 2 students each. You'll need a nice, big whiteboard, plenty of lights and fans for comfort, and trust me, you can never have enough electrical outlets in a modern classroom. Every single thing on this list is crucial. And if you thought 500 square feet for a classroom was a lot, get ready for the science labs. We're talking a minimum of 900 square feet. It's almost double, and for a very good reason. You need all that extra room for bulky equipment, for students to actually do experiments, and for all the critical safety measures. Now, a full K-12 school is going to need a whole suite of labs. One for physics, one for chemistry, one for biology, plus a computer lab. But here's a really practical tip for smaller schools, especially those that only go up to class 10. You can actually use a single composite lab. It's basically a multi-purpose lab that can handle experiments for all 3 sciences in one space. It's a fantastic way to save on space and, money. Okay, we've nailed down the core learning spaces. Now let's talk about all the other essential facilities that keep a school running smoothly and safely. We're going to look at everything from the principal's office to the fire exits. So let's do a quick run-through of the school's central nervous system, the admin and support areas. You can see the sizes here are all over the place. The library, for example, needs to be a massive space, often well over 1,000 square feet, to fit reading zones and computers. But the principal's office, while smaller, needs to be in a really strategic spot, right near the reception. It's all about function. This slide really shows how much school design has changed. On one side, you've got the stuff that's mandatory, the safety features like high walls and CCTV that you absolutely have to have. But on the other side, you've got the new standard of excellence, sustainability. Things like rainwater harvesting and solar panels aren't just nice-to-haves anymore. They show you're a modern, forward-thinking school. Now, here is a number that seems small but can cause a huge amount of trouble: 40. That is the absolute maximum number of students you can have for every single toilet. It's a surprisingly common mistake to get this ratio wrong, and if you do, you are asking for a world of pain from the regulators. Okay, so we've looked at all the individual pieces of the puzzle, the classrooms, the labs, the safety features. Now it's time to put it all together. In this last section, we're going to look at the complete blueprint, from the initial layout all the way to opening day. Hey, remember when we talked about the principle of zoning way back at the beginning? Well, this is exactly what it looks like when it's done right. You stack the school logically. The ground floor is your welcome hub, with admin and the youngest kids who need quick access to the playground. The first floor is for the primary grades and shared spots like the library. And the top floor, that's for the senior students and their specialized labs. It's smart, it's organized, and it's safe. So you have the perfect plan. How long does this all actually take? Let's be real here. Building a school is a marathon, not a sprint. Before you even lay a single brick, you're looking at 3 to 5 months just for finalizing the land and getting the architectural designs done. The construction itself is the longest part. That could take over a year. All in all, you really need to budget anywhere from 12 to 22 months from the very start to the grand opening. And there you have it. That's the blueprint for building a successful school. You've got the principles, you've got the numbers, you've got the timeline. So the only question left is, what are you going to do with it? What's the one design choice that you will make that's going to define your school's legacy for years to come?